Hello and welcome to this Mortal Online 2 species overview. I'm your host Alvarin Stats. I'm a veteran from Mortal Online 1 and I will give you a short overview about the clade gifts. Remember, this is just a small glimpse of what species are available and what they can, because the clade gifts are not in-game yet, but they are named. So many MO veterans assume the bonus effects of that. So this is more like an overview for people that have no clue whatsoever. We are not going into details here. We will make more advanced videos when the skills become available and we can actually see the benefits of it. Right now it's more a guessing game, but from the names you can assume the direction it goes. You will see what I mean soon. But first, look at this beautiful view. Just gorgeous. Enjoy it, it can be over sooner as you think. Okay, let's talk about the basic human species first. And remember, we are talking about the species, not the race. The race is a completely different topic. And we are not talking about what the species specially have. We're just talking about the extra skills the species can have. Okay, first off, let's talk about the human. The human is an all-rounder. He's not too much specialized in anything compared to the other species. He has increased stats on nearly everything, and he have better cold and heat resistance, which in the old times only the Alvarin had. He also have a skill increase in reading, that's pretty good if you wanna learn something fast, and pilfering for snooping and thieving techniques. Anatomy is pretty good to use bandages or to heal yourself, for example, and to see the enemy's health bar more correctly and what damage you do. Engineering could come in handy if you're sieging or building siege weapons or general building houses or stuff. Riding is pretty useful, you really need that, especially with the bigger map now. And also increased skills in magic schools for magic purposes. I guess you just save a few skill points here and there with him. Unique skills to a human are remove debuffs, increased magic defense by default with skill Warcry, I guess, and for skill Combat Man they are missing some informations. I will pack them in the description if it get released. If you're playing an all-round character or a mage or something, maybe the human is the right choice for you. Okay, let's talk about the Alvarin. The Alvarin from the stats and from the skill buffs can be played as a speed fighter, a crit fighter with daggers for example, a hybrid, or maybe even a fat mage. He's more relying on speed and on magic. The Alvarin has increased stats on magic, so for example int and psi is increased and dex, so he is maybe even the fastest character and the one that can hit the fastest. Remember, this character is a speed fighter, so they are pretty good with small weapons. They will have increased skill in swimming, in shooting with a bow, vitalism, stone sharper and plant sharper. I asked a few people and they don't know either. Maybe if I find it out I will write it in the description. And here another interesting part is the wood info and stone info. So maybe there are good characters for extraction or for crafting too. Not sure. Increased skills in butchering is pretty nice if you want to play a hunter, for example. And an alchemy regent, maybe for potion crafting. So it could be a good option for a crafter too, maybe. Depends on what stone sharper and plant sharper is. But alone with the bow and the butchery, it would make a pretty good PvE character. The unique skills to the Alvarin are the bow strength requirement reduction. That means you can use bows that need much more strength to pull. That is again pretty good for hunting, because the most animals will run away from you, so bow is nearly the only option for hunting. Then reduce magic. We are not sure what it means and what it does, because we have no info about the skill, but we can assume that it's maybe a skill where you use less mana to do something. You will have increased stamina regeneration, that pretty comes in handy with the dex fighter you are if you take an Alvarin, so maybe you can outstam your opponent. Stalker, no one knows. Buff zoom, if I find out I will make a new video or pack it in the description. Night vision, you can see in the dark, that's pretty awesome for dungeons and stuff. You will have an age bonus. That's maybe if you are older then you get more psi, for example, or something like that. I guess. I just guess. Here, spell regent. Maybe that you need much less regents or something, I don't know. And you will have reduced fall damage. That's pretty cool. Because immortal you will fall a lot. Especially if you're running around with your guildmates and someone running in the same direction and says, "Oh, I'm going to the toilet now. Take care of me that I'm not running down a cliff." Then he's on an auto run and runs down the fucking cliff and dies with all your loot and all your gear and all the stuff you have with you. Nice, Tony, nice! Okay, let's continue before I get anger problems. Okay, let's talk about the Oghmirs. The Oghmirs will be heavy armor fighter or a slow, strong mage. Maybe because of the high psi and high int. He have also increased strength and constitution. That's pretty good for heavier armor. So maybe he's the best fat mage, I guess. And would maybe also the best heavy armor fighter. But remember, the Thusar is also good in that. The Oghmir will have increased access skill and also mauls. He will also have increased crafting, that can be pretty good for weapon crafter, armor crafter maybe. Maybe an extractor, because he have also increased skill in extraction. And on top of that, even in refining. He's also capable of engineering like the human. And he's also able to have an increased skill in siege weapon building. And he have stone info. So it's also a very good option for a crafter. And an extractor. The unique skills of the Oghmir are stone skin. So he will be more of a tanky character. Rock solid, not sure what this means, but I think it's a better description for the old balance skill. So you can't get easily knocked down. Buff Ichor, maybe some extraction, I don't know. Maybe some magic with Ichor. You also used Ichor for some magic skills. Food reserves is a unique skill. Maybe he don't get hungry so easily. He have also night vision like the Alvarin. He can't get easily knocked down, so he have better knockdown resistance. He can carry more and heavier armor. And the potion bar, I guess it means the thirst level, so you can drink more potions and stuff to heal you better. And finally, let's talk about the Thusar. I personally played the Thusar Kurit combo for like, I don't know, 8 years. And then I switched the meta because it was better for a fighter. Okay, but anyway, let's talk about the Thusar. Half Rizzer, half human, half whatever. The Thusar was the best fighter in the first Mortal Online game for nearly anything except magic. And right now for the Thusar it looks pretty good. So all stats are increased, all melee stats or all stats that is prioritized on combat. Like strength, constitution, damage multiplier in percent and the size which calculates the damage too. The skill list for the Thusar is not pretty long, but it's pretty good. You got aggressive stance, which will give you much more damage output. You will have increased skill with swords. You will have better endurance, like the Alvarin, and also an increased skill with axes. That makes the Thusar a very good option for melee fighting in general, even for mounted combat and stuff. But maybe the Oghmir is a little bit better in mounted combat because of the higher strength. But we will see if all this gets in game. Then we will make more detailed videos about each glade and each species. Okay, to the unique skills of the Thusar. Unique aura, maybe a buff for your group. Buff adamant, don't know. Adrenaline could be something if you get hit or maybe hit someone. You get a buff, I don't know. Poison defense is pretty good. Because in the future we will have poisonous arrows, poisonous plates. Maybe some other poison. Regeneration, maybe faster or increased passive regeneration and active regeneration. Rizzer known. That could mean that we are not getting aggressed by some Rizzers or some other type of Rizzer monster or type of Rizzer NPC. And also life skills, that sounds pretty interesting. Maybe some life regen if you slay someone, don't know. So in conclusion overall, the Thusar makes the best fighter for the front lines and the best melee fighter, just from what I can read out of the skills. But we must wait for more detailed info about the skills and then we can come to more conclusions. The Alvarin is a pretty good dex fighter and a bow master, so maybe the best archer. And the Oghmir has increased strength and also increased bow mastery, so maybe he's the best for mounted combat, for heavy weapons or very heavy bows on a mount. That could be good for the Oghmir. And the Alvarin is maybe the better combat mage, maybe the hybrid mage. And the human is like for everything. It's just like he's not the best, but he's at least very trained in everything. Very thanks for watching. Please leave suggestions below. If you have any questions or anything, just comment it and I will try to answer it. Leave a like and sub. See you in the next video. Bye!